Welcome back to Tran Plays Night of the Dead. This episode is what I would call more of a free roam video. In it, we are going to uncover the new building designs we unlocked in defeating Necros. Along the way, I did some farming with my extra key cards. The run for Victor was not done as well as I would have liked, but this is the one I got on tape. I know I've only scratched the surface of the game, but Victor's Tran's drops are very good. They increase our range damage by a substantial amount, making one arrow count as much as 3. Since he drops a helmet, a chest piece, boots, gloves, and an accessory, and that's a lot of drops I need to farm for. There's no guarantee that he'll even drop one of them. So there's a lot of saving and loading I do when I'm trying to farm for items. I don't have 20 keys on me, I just load if I get nothing. Normally I don't enter this room quite as damaged. Victor's Tran doesn't manage to stray that far away from his starting spot. Awkwardly, Francis can be mitigated by the prop piece he starts in front of, making the level design more of a comical one. So far I've only gotten him to drop pieces of the desert armor set and his sword. I don't know if he drops anything else yet. The flamethrower is kinda loud, but it is so effective. Less loud than an SMG though. As I can make fuel, it is plentiful enough for me to use freely. An interesting mechanic is that when Francis attacks, he can knock down one of the columns, which will stun you for, 5 seconds. I'd like to see more of that, destructible environments and stuff. When we were playing Red Faction Guerrilla, I forget the exact name, that was cool.
We've laid the pastor to his final rest. Let's search.
On the third run of him, we got this item. Damage to zombies plus 200%. I don't really care about the Judgement memory damage, all that stuff. If I found something with 250%, we'd probably use that instead. I saw that number, I was like, oh, that is great. I only found this 2 out of the 20 times we defeated him. I did not find any unique clothing pieces for him. And I'm not sure what else he might drop, but it was time for me to hit the record button because my family just drove off. But this is my third take because it didn't record the first 2 times, so I've already burned an hour and a half of the time that my family had set aside for me to record. Wow. That's rough. But on the bright side, I know everything that we're about to talk about. Because this is going to be an episode where I showcase all the building rewards we get for defeating Francis Necros. Just like for Victor's Tran, by defeating Francis Necros, we received the ability to build new things. This is the first town, and you might see that we have gunners and stuff here. It's not because there's zombie respawn, it's because there's an airdrop right there. But this is the first town. You can see that there's the King Wash, and my base is right over there, behind the Do Not Enter sign. Yeah, that's this flaming sword. I think they probably scaled it down though to be in comparison to the human user. I want it to be the same two-handed sword that Francis Necros was using, though. Don't scale it down for me. That's not cool. It doesn't have to even do more damage. I just want it to be cool. Yeah, it did surprise me a little bit that student zombies do appear for airdrop defense. That's what I call it, when they are here to crowd around it. I just got mauled. My character takes damage pretty poorly because he does not have as good armor as Grace and Kimberly. But I do better damage to them because I do not have the 50% damage penalty that followers have. No matter what your follower is, they will have a base 50% penalty to damage to zombies, boulders, trees, and whatever the third thing is. Humans? I don't know. Inside, we'll find another axe that we can give to our third teammate. That's good. And a gut massager, which will be associated with a quest. Weapon that gets strong with every hit. Combat quest number 11. Let's take a look at that. Equip the gut massager. Attack with 100 zombies. Combo attack means that the damage increases with each successful attack. If I fail to succeed in attacking within a short time, the cumulative damage seems reset. Cool. Let's go ahead and slide that into our first slot. And did we leave anything behind? I think we got everything. One of the things I can do, because I have the 100% demolish rate, is instead of trying to drive my vehicle somewhere into the base and then get it through the entire way, because it's a trap base, right? I can just demolish it once we get to the outside of it. However, that's not a feat that's unique to me. As long as you didn't create a character that started with a negative demolish rate, you should be able to hit 100%. Which means that my character will never be as powerful as someone who spent those points somewhere else. We'll take the fuel out, we'll demolish it right here, and I'll be able to carry all the parts back inside. Right here, we'll find a chip from a giant zombie that couldn't fit in, so I shot him with a SMG. And we get just a randomly new item. I don't know what it does yet, but it's the first one we've ever found. You can see right there. Chip, why did the tooltip disappear? Chip, an unidentified chip obtained from giant zombies. Cool. Let's go ahead and get this wire connected. We're going to need this fishing as well for some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about. Let's make everybody stop. Create some wires. Let's say 3 batches. And we'll do fishing real quick while I talk.
Time to relax and do some fishing.
One of the things that a Night of the Dead player has to do, he has to be willing to one of everything, essentially, in order to unlock all the quests. For example, one of the quests only happens when you equip bone shoes. Not the bone armor, even though the quest target itself, I think, has to do with bone armor. It probably is there was wrong coding from the developers or something. Or you have to wear down your weapon to 66% or something. So you have to build one of everything if you want to feel confident that you've unlocked as many quests as you possibly can. So that's why you needed to go fishing twice. And we'll build as many things as possible. Because I did run out there and mined enough to get 100 copper ore, we have the ore necessary to do good work on this tower here. This tower is going to be our electrical generator tower. I'm going to put wind generators on top. I don't know what it's going to put inside. Maybe nothing. The reason why I don't have any electricity running through my base right now is the first time I left the base, I had maybe 2 generators, 1 wind and 1 solar. When I came back, they were broken, sparking and stuff. I was like, I don't want things to catch on fire, so we'll just hold off on that. But we'll go and build them for now, just to showcase some of the items that we unlocked. So we'll build a few wind generators, but a solar just for demonstration purposes. I know it is night. That's kind of the point here. Build a wall to host our materials. And let's take a look at what we've got. First off, we can build a cactus farm, which does need to be built on the floor. We'll go ahead and do that now. Sorry. Cactus farm, we'll just drop it right here. And unfortunately, I cannot sow anything right now because we need a cactus piece. Cactus farm and a bush farm and a tree farm do need to be placed on ground rather than the roof, but normal farms like this can be on the roof. I don't personally know the difference. I guess the assumption of roots. That's done. We can need to build the quarrying machine and the quarrying machine and the mining machine. Those are things we got from before with Victor Stray. Let's just go and plop this down here and one of these down here. They're very noisy, by the way. We need some engines, so we'll go and get that. Build 2. We also need some mechanical maintenance kits and 2 engines. Build 2 more engines just in case. Plop this down. And in the future, we'll probably make a base just for these things because they are very noisy and we probably want more than one, but we're just demonstrating it right now. But we might place that like right here or some over here. It doesn't I haven't quite decided where it's going to be. It might be where it's just a lonely outpost where I just drive on by every, we'll see, 12 hours to get the resources. Or there's a fair possibility I might increase the drop rate of these items and the farms, as well as the time that these things can be harvested. So if the number changes, I'll probably talk about it, but otherwise, that might be a thing we do. Just so that we can get more video condensed, give you the pure essence, rather than having to make you sit through the farming. So I don't mind building 100 of these. I can. I just don't think you want to see that stuff. So yeah, we'll just make it go faster. All right, spotlight. We'll worry about that in a second. I did say that we're going to go in order, but trust me when I say I'm trying to make this makes as much sense as possible to you. Build these 2 plants, and then we'll just go and dismantle them. I know it's weird to build them, but if you're a Night of the Dead player, you know that you have to jump through all these arcane rituals just to trigger quests. Let me back away from those things a bit. For example, one of the first quests that you get when with your building stuff is that you need to build either a basil, cactus, canna, or heartleaf. And then when you build one of those 4, you get the quest to build each one of them. However, the first one you built, because it was the thing that triggered the quest, it wasn't there when the quest wasn't there when you did it, so you still have to build a second one. Yeah, you have to build like basically one of everything to make sure the game is happy with you. Large zombie stand. I don't actually own anything that can fit a large zombie. This is going to be those giants, 3-headed smashers, abominations, volcano guy, venomous, ironclad, executioner, and yeti trophy. So I don't actually have anything that works with that. However, I do have something that works with... Let's go ahead and plop a small weapon stand down. A large weapon stand on top. That would actually kind of work right there. These are not, I'm obviously not going to keep them here. I just need somewhere to plop things down. Meet large animal stand. Cool. Small square fish tank. If you love building, like, the fish tank's actually kind of cool. Look at that. That actually looks pretty decent. And then you just plop your fish in. We got 2 angelfish, so we'll put 1 in each. You can see it right over there. So that looks kind of cool. You know, I don't like fishing, but I might have a fish tank around just for this. I think it even creates its own light source. Yeah. I mean, that looks nice. Let's go and steal a shield from one of my teammates and plop that in here. Nothing will be directly triggered by what I'm working on right now. Get a large, and then a small weapon. Apparently shotgun's a small weapon, sure. Yeah, nothing got triggered, but we will at least know comfortably that we did it. That we didn't miss anything in case it was one of 4 different factors to create a quest. Because you never know. It might require that you have eaten meat and mushrooms in order to make a mushroom soup quest or something. We'll demolish those. Take our fish back. Because I'm not sure the fish will be there when we demolish it. I think it would be. But if you were to, I think, recycle gear that had coils in it, I don't think you get that. That's something I hope the game will change. Okay, we do need to grab a bear skin. Gonna run back in here for that. Alright, get a bear skin. Plop in that, and we have roar. You can also reshape them. So one way to actually put that back in, I'll hit T for change. We can change its pose and what kind of floor it's on. So now it's just looks like it's stalking. Alright, is that everything? Yes, it's time to get to the electrical portion of the build unlocks. If I were going to keep these electrical units up here, I probably would have been more concerned about the fact I didn't have a battery running, because that way I can at least use that energy instead of wasting the energy generated by these solar things. I need this.
Do you have enough wires?
So let's go ahead and just queue in. Whenever you demolish something, try to remember to remove the wire first, or you might, or you won't get your wire back. For example, if I demolish this, while I do have 100% demolish rate and I get everything back, the wire, for whatever reason, just disappears into the ether. We'll leave this alone for now so we can work with some AND switches. some of our things will require more than 25 units of energy. So at this time, this thing is going to be receiving 75 units of energy. Let's go and place that lamp we skipped. That's the one thing and the only thing we skipped. So we can use that to demonstrate what's going on here. Electrical work. One of the things we unlocked was the fuel generator. I have not yet discovered or able to smith durolumin ingots. I'm not sure if we had switches before, but we can mess with that real quick. It's a pressure switch here. Let's go and place that. I'm going to actually use each one right now. Let's get this guy. Fuel in this energy. Send this to the spotlight. And if I deactivate this, the light goes off. It took a while for the light to go on. I guess the energy just needs a bit to refresh. Switches back on, and there goes the light. Okay, simple enough. Disconnect all that. Let's connect this to this pressure switch. Connect the pressure switch to the light. And then we'll give it a minute to cool up, or warm up. Stand on that, and the light should go on. There we go. Yeah, it takes a bit. The AND gate. As long as this is receiving energy, that is connected to one source of power right there. Actually, no, before we connect it to the other one, I just got to show you, so that way there's no question. Okay. So we have one energy going to the AND gate, and then this is the output to the lamp. But the lamp is not on. That's because an AND, for those of you who aren't familiar with some of the basic computer programming languages, requires two things to work. If I say you, and if you're not a programmer, if I say you need to bring me a pencil and paper, if you don't bring that back both, then you didn't complete the job. So yeah, only when both things are fueled will this light up. It's not about that it didn't have enough energy, because it only uses what, 25 energy? Yeah, that this one that we put in first, that gives out plenty of energy. So it needs both. All right, that's done with. Let's go ahead and disconnect everything. This is an OR gate. Let's see how this one works. Pop that in. So now everything is being fueled by that one. And does it turn on? It does. All right, let's go ahead and put in this. Plug it into this wind generator. And is it going to still be on? Well, it is still on. I don't know why both cords are red, though. That's a little weird to me. Maybe it's using partial energy from both. It is weird to me that both of them are red, though. So this OR will work as long as one of the two circuits are fed. So the AND will work as long as both are fed. The OR will just need one of them. The ZOR is kind of similar to that. We'll just pop that above it. And if you have done barotrauma stuff, the ZOR is probably one of your friends. All right, this is why I wanted the solar generator. Take this ZOR, we'll just go and feed the one on the right again to this output socket. Pop this in. I like that it lit up blue. Like, we can see that it's blue there because it's receiving energy. Okay, it is now lit up. If we take this and power it into the wind generator, it should shut off. Yeah. Because it's receiving feedback or signal from both. All right, it's receiving from the independent generator as well as the battery pack. So this shuts off. So if it's receiving feedback from both, it will not work. What we can do is we can make a nighttime light system by feeding it to a solar generator. And there you go. As long as it's nighttime, this thing will work. I don't know how practical this is. I might need a ZOR behind a battery eliminator circuit, so that way I can send out the 10 different lights. But this is a way you can make it work, because if it were daytime, then this solar generator would be receiving power, so it would send a signal to both of these two things, thereby making the ZOR not work. Well, I don't know if anybody cared about that, but I'm trying to detail as much of the game as possible for people. Trap controller allows me to change who gets hit, but I don't have a quantum circuit, and I have no idea where to get one. It says craft electronics bench. Yeah, that's far off from me. That's what I mean. Like durolumin, I've never heard of that. That might be a real thing. I'll Google it later, but yeah. Infrared sensor, I see that it says obtainment area. I'm still going to say, in general, I don't really know where you get these things. But ultimately, you could always web search it and grab it. Yes, I get that. I'm just trying to be general. I'm rambling, I'm sorry. The drone station says used to automate repetitive tasks. I don't know what those repetitive tasks might be. It might be it farms for me. It might be it replenishes the maintenance kits and fuel into the drills that we just built. I don't know yet because I haven't built one. Punch machine. This is actually kind of cool. So let's go ahead and we'll rewire this into this baby right here. In fact, we can then daisy chain it into this, and if I'm producing enough energy, it'll fuel my spotlight. There we go. Now this does require durability, meaning that when I hit this, if I go to repair, the gauntlets are not here yet because they're perfect gauntlets. If I hit something with it, high score 200. Once I've hit it, you can see that the gut massager is here, so it does take durability, which is sad. But it is a way for you to test your damage. I'm going to disconnect all my wires. So we have traps. I've not really messed with these. Plasma shocker. We need a quantum circuit and magnesium ingots. All right, and it has a humongous operating power consumption. We take a look at our electrical generators, such as this. It has a power limit of 5,000. I don't think it would ever reach that, as far as I can understand what this means. This means that it generates 25 regularly, and it can send out 5,000 per tick. But it only generates 25, so I don't think it'll ever do that. So you send it into a battery. The battery has a power limit of 2,500. That's as much as it can send out. Meaning that one of these, I guess, could make a plasma shocker work. That is a huge power consumer right there. All right. We can build flamethrowers. Cool. I actually have all the components necessary for that. Multiple rocket launcher. In a normal zombie game where there are no mutants, this would be overkill, but still fun. Unfortunately, we've seen the three-headed giants and stuff, so yes, I can see the multiple rocket launchers being a thing that you need. This stuff I've not actually messed with too much. I'll probably get hurt doing this, but let's go ahead and trigger it now. Let's input. We can make that the output here. And we're walking over this hurt. Oh, it didn't. Okay. That's a surprise to me. But it is working, yes? Yes, it's got standby energy right there. As you can see, idle power consumption 20. It's consuming 20 energy right now just sitting there. And then once it triggers, it'll take 60. The reason I wondered if it would hurt is if I, say, build this ankle trap. And then walk over it. Oh, look. I'm wounded. I'm literally limping. If you look in the bottom left, you see that my foot is injured. And then I have to, I guess, replace it. Can you? I don't. Oh, you can reload it with a branch. Make sure I'm dismantling the trap itself and not the floor underneath. And then we'll make sure we get our wire back for this. Start demolishing these things while I am recovering. Oh, come on. Inventory full. One of the reasons my inventory was full is because I'm carrying all these gold bars. I ran back over to the bank and bought I spent all of the money I had to buy, I think, gold bars at 27 each. And today, day 12, hour 3, it is worth 29 each. So I can sell them all for 2 more 1 than I purchased them for. I mean, since their buy and sell exchange is totally equal, meaning there's no fees or anything you have to pay for, I could just sell it now and then run back over, say, on hour 11, buy everything that I have won for, wait for hour 12 to tick over, and see if I get any sort of profit. So even selling it now doesn't really change a thing as long as I'm willing to go back to the bank. That's why my inventory is full, because we are starting to work in bank trading now. All right, so let's try this treadmill. That's the next thing that was on the agenda. Yes. It may only work when. Why is it not doing anything right now? It says idle power consumption 20, but it's not even idling. Oh, I put it in the wrong one. Alright. There we go. It's got 20 now, and it probably only works when zombies are here. So unfortunately, I can't see the speed of it. I feel like the camera's really freaking... Yeah, the camera's... That's not me touching the camera button. Not the camera, the mouse. So unfortunately, I can't really demonstrate what these things are like. Here, input. Okay, yeah, unfortunately I can't get this to trigger. Then we have a meat bait trap that attracts nearby zombies. Wow. That kind of does look like a person. I mean, from a distance. It's obviously it isn't. Can I do anything with it? Nothing shows up yet. If you were someone who... It's very, very blocky as it falls apart. If you were someone who didn't personally kill the zombies, then I can see the bait trap being useful to you, meaning that you could go about doing your business in your base, working on whatever, and let the bait trap lure in the zombies to your traps. So yeah, it has its value. Less so for me right now, but perhaps later when I don't need the experience anymore. Maybe there's a cap or something. We've covered all of that. We are now able to build a cruiser motorcycle because we were able to make engines, but that wasn't released from Francis Necro. These first two things were from Victor Strain. But we did get the jet ski. We'll do this one first. It's a one-seater, and it'll be completely useful in my mountainous region that I find myself in. It'll be very, very useful. You're right. One-seater. And then the armored car. Oh man, this is the baby I've been waiting for. You can build things on this. I don't think you can build things on the other. I've tried, but this, buildings can be built on top. It doesn't say that for anything else. Fuel required. So this seats 6 people, which is great because I have 3 people in my party right now. My only problem with it is before we can work on it, I do need to chop some trees. So let me get to work on that and we'll tune back in when I get some branches. It is now hour 13. We have gotten enough branches to solidify the midpoint of this tower. There's still 2 more floors, I can tell by the windows, until we get to the roof. And then I can start putting in wind generators. That's how high it has to be for the wind generators not to thud in my ears. I thought maybe we could try turning this into a garage with an airlock system, followed by a ramp in. I don't even know if we'll be able to get the machine back in once we leave, and I don't even know if I can make it leave if I build it inside. Let's go ahead and we'll start by placing the armored car. Make it face the exit. You can have some electricity run on it. But I think I have to have a basic floor. So we'll start with one, unfortunately. Yeah, it doesn't look like you can build it straight onto the APC. Whoops, let's demolish. We'll upgrade this to at least concrete. And then let's see if it allows us to build a solar panel. Yeah. Yeah. And then we could build a trap minigun turret. It looks like it's overlapping that device there. Let's pull out. We need to fuel up the car. Let's see what happens when we try to leave. Yeah, this is not a promising start. Okay, we can clip through. No! Okay. I did not plan for... So this is obviously the prototype airlock system. I have not yet utilized it, as you can see. I built it large enough to accommodate the vehicle, but I guess I didn't realize that I could end up flying out of the vehicle. It's not straight anymore, so I wonder if that'll make a problem for... Overlap. What are you overlapping? You're not overlapping anything. Okay, finish the squeeze 2. Might be able to squeeze 2 on here. We'll do it this way. We'll put a minigun on the right and a ballista on the left. That way, if I run out of power, and this is just for the demonstrating the performance of our battle station. We can get. Come on. Oh, you had it for a second. There we go. So the ballista will work without any energy, but this needs juice. And I need to bring in wires to hook that up from the solar power. More likely, when you get this vehicle, you will instead load it up with containers. But since I'm horsing around, I want to showcase what we're doing here. I just think it's funnier this way. And I think it makes for a better video. But yes, you could load this up with, say, furniture. This container right here, very, very durable. But if you want an easier time, you could probably double layer storage boxes, upgrade them to the max, and have more capacity. But this would serve in a pinch. Okay, let's go ahead and wire that in. Alright, and then we need to load this baby with bullets. Oh, we already did. Actually, let's go and get our teammates to follow us. See if they can get in the vehicle.
Seems like there's something nearby.
No, there's not. Come on. Come on, Kimberly. Go through the gate. Close this. Open this. Get in. Yep. Alright, they did manage to get in, and unfortunately I can't build a larger gate. This is the only gate size. Yeah, he's not really going through. Alright, that's okay to a degree. We'll just dismantle it. And I'll work on our airlock system. We'll make this a bit larger. And we probably won't worry too much about gates. I'll figure out what we're doing. Alright, could we go back in? Let's see. Yeah, we could. I just need to figure out what we're doing about the height of our vehicle. We probably really won't do anything with it. Likely we'll service the vehicle. That's okay. We flop around. We'll service the vehicle right here. We're in range of the chests. So I don't think we probably won't drive up. Oh, I thought that was breaking or falling apart, but that's just that was just my oil drill. It's very, very noisy. All right, let's take this baby out into the city. Okay, we are passing by the motel, and looks like our guns want to handle this. It's like I'm not even playing the same game anymore. That does kind of remind me of that one game, Apocalypse Run. Well, the outside of the motel is now clear. Let's find a little bit more occupied of a place, but I did want to show that my turrets were working. That was pretty cool. I didn't get to shoot anything with this before. We're driving out of the second city. I remember it's fairly packed here at the exit, because I keep driving back and forth, and it just stacks up on the zombies. That one's a tentacle albino jumper. Yeah, I mean, obviously we could make a stronger weapons platform if I loaded up more guns, made it taller or wider or whatnot. But we're just really taking a light cruise around the city with a minigun. It's still a light cruise. We are now approaching the survivor shelter, or the second survivor shelter, and we have not cleared any of the public zombies in this third town. Well, here's our chance to fix that. This is driving in style. This is pretty sweet. I don't control the guns, though. They are picking whatever targets they feel like. I'm surprised by how much damage it takes just by ramming zombies, but it did what it needed to. Unfortunately, it really isn't meant to be a battle platform, though it definitely was cool. We will likely just stick with as many containers as we can fit on it, and then use that to scavenge an entire city block. With it, we don't even need the army outpost anymore. We have the run-through zombies quest, so we'll probably use the cruiser motorcycle for a while yet. Let me go ahead and show you what resources you would get from a fertile farm. This is default loadout or default loot for the farms themselves. Default loot for these mining machines. I can see it's already done because it's not moving. But oil pumping, we get 6 canisters. I think that's 60 fuel units. 8 pieces of iron, that's 8 nails, or 3 copper ore. Alright, and 13 iron ore. Fairly useless. Can I upgrade this? No, it doesn't upgrade, man. And the quarrying machine, this will give me cement, and this will give me bricks. About 16 bricks. Alright. I'm going to have no qualms about increasing the yield or the harvesting times of these farms or machines. I know I'm making the game really easy by doing so, but you really don't want to watch me take 80 episodes to have gotten to this point. I am just running a test. You can see it's on super easy mode. Just checking out what these things actually do. For example, this landmine, I've already stepped on it. It doesn't replenish at all, but I'll go ahead and showcase it. We have a treadmill, a spring trap right where the crosshairs are right now. The mallet is really just there to fill in a gap. And we're going to just kind of see if any of this stuff, for example, these trapdoors catch on fire, are forever, once they've been triggered, a pitfall, as in they've opened downward. I don't know if they, by themselves, form a bridge back up. This would be an interesting way to make a one-way path. I don't know if we have enough electricity running for this. I just slapped some stuff together real quick. Nighttime, it's too noisy. There's so many birds. I would say that when zombies are attacking, the birds would probably go quiet. I guess they go quiet. No, it's not. Yeah, generally, I think that's supposedly in fiction, that's how you tell there's danger around, is when all the animals go quiet. But at night, it's always so much chirping. We have the spring right there in front of the mallet, the treadmill right here, and then trapdoors, which you've never used. I see one dude way out in the distance. He just went behind the building or the walls. Hopefully there's more than just him. Okay, so the trapdoor does not stay shut or stay open. These guys have minimum hit points right now. But I think that's what zombies should do. I think Catacomb does that, or at least I saw a 7-year-old video recently of the guy, he just stood on the edge of a building and the zombies walked off trying to get to him. I think that's the way the zombies should be. They should not be smart enough to pathfind their way to you. I think they should just take a straight line from them to you, and if they get mangled through barbed wire and other traps, I think so be it. They're not supposed to be intelligent, but they're smarter than dogs. The treadmill is very slow, but it kind of pushes them a little bit. So if I need to guide them in a certain direction, sure. I was hoping the trapdoors were a one-time use, and then it would just forever open. But no, that's not the case here. They take a little while to fall. It's kind of like Looney Tunes style. Hey, what happened to my barrels? Did they just attack the barrels? Is that all? Is that what they did? I put a couple of oil barrels down here.